Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you for the overwhelming response on the last video. I really appreciate your support.
Oh, son of a bitch.
But enough talk, let's get down to business. Are you ready for more top 5 sci-fi series you'll need to see? Part 2. Number 5, The Star Lost, 1973. This Lost Ark sci-fi drama series had high hopes of revolutionizing the genre back in the early 1970s, but that hope silently drifted off into the void after one season. Syndicated network space is deathly cold and lonely. Keir Dullea, famous from 2001: A Space Odyssey, committed to the show wholeheartedly as Devon, a blasphemer who's determined to escape the biosphere, Cypress Corners, after learning the true reality of his world. With his lady Rachel and mate Garth, the trio make their way into the expanse of Earthship Ark. They learn of an unexplained mishap that has altered the Ark's course 400 years ago directly at a star. Imminent destruction spurs them to change the ship's course, and they encounter cloistered and often hostile cultures in the myriad biospheres, which made for plotting and theatrical episodes. The series was packaged around Douglas Turnbull's revolutionary Magicam technology.
And actors can be placed into miniaturized environments.
Turnbull was the visual effects pioneer on such films as 2001: A Space Odyssey, Blade Runner, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, to name a few. Turnbull's Magicam technology would have set this TV series apart from the other televised sci-fi series of the era. Magicam was intended to use 2 cameras synced with the actors against blue screen and model environments to create a fully matted and immersive viewing experience. Unfortunately, the Canadian studio that was rented was too small for the Magicam technique. A real kick in the crotch after Keir and Turnbull pitched the series on the strength of the Magicam technique. Other problems marred production, such as budget cuts, a writer's strike, and the subsequent dumbing down of the scripts. Harlan Ellison, the hot-headed creator and writer of the series, became so disgusted that he quit before filming of the pilot episode was completed, and demanded that they use his pseudonym, Cardwainer Bird.
And in 2001, he had about as much character and charisma as, say, a bowl of Rice Krispies.
The Star Lost wasn't prime time, but it was a prime example of what can happen when an ambitious concept has its legs cut out from underneath it. The core story is captivating enough. The last of humanity cooped up like characters trapped in an M. Night Shyamalan plot, soaring to their doom. This would have played out more successfully if the production had rented a larger studio, leaving us with the standard sci-fi show struggling against misfortune and acrimony. And I'm sure Keir often asked himself, "What are you doing, Dev?" Number 4, Earth 2, 1994. Here's another human exodus to the stars. In 2192, Earth is unlivable, so the bulk of humanity takes refuge in massive orbital space stations. But life in a space station is taking its toll on children who are stricken with a puzzling and deadly disease called the Syndrome. Devon Adair's son, Ulysses, is one of them. Devon heads up a mission to voyage to a habitable planet, G899, 22 light-years away. But the Eden Project has a bumpy start. The government tries to kibosh the mission by planting a bomb somewhere on the Ark, but Danziger takes care of it like a boss. The Eden Project arrives at G899 22 years later. Soon after, the ship breaks apart, forcing emergency evacuations, scattering the Voyagers across the planet. Over Earth 2's 21 episodes, these castaways face the rigors of survival on an alien world, encountering 2 indigenous species. Similar to Jawas, Grendlers will steal anything that isn't nailed down. They also love getting drunk on human blood.
My puppet, what big eyes you have.
That's not weird. And then there's the decrepit-looking Terrians, who are pretty reasonable considering they are the custodians of the planet. Communication with them is like a microdot trip from the good old days, though. But that's what you get when you're new in town. Earth 2 is more drama than sci-fi, but they do a decent job at this. Each character unpacks personal insight into their respective characters during the prologues and epilogues of the episodes, an economical way of providing exposition without adding more dialogue. All in all, Earth 2 was an entertaining series until it went down the lost hole towards the end. Number 3, Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, 2008. Judgment Day is a gift that keeps on giving, even on the small screen, and the chronicling of Sarah and John Connor's fight against Skynet, well, that works for me. The series picks up after Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and this time around it's essentially the same thing. Sarah helicopter parents John, meaning she's teaching him how to operate an M60C swivel-mounted machine gun, among other forms of badassery. A Terminator, Cromartie, a T-188 model, travels back in time. soon after replaced by actor Garrett Dillahunt as John Henry. Shirley Madison is a 2001 liquid metal model and the singer from Garbage. On the whole, it's pretty entertaining. It exceeded all my expectations when it aired, and it hit those Terminator itches to scratch.
Come with me if you want to live.
There's more than your share of cybernetic grappling. The effects aren't that bad. The premise itself is sort of weird because up until 2008, and apart from Judgment Day, we don't have a window on John Connor's teen years. The Connors attempt to blend as a normal family with their adopted T-800 Cameron, played by Summer Glau, who was sent back from the future to protect John by John Connor and blah blah blah, you know how that goes. Anywho, John's life is treacherous. Even going to school is lethal. Just a day in the life. But where I think the series delivers is how they maintain the ever-present danger for John. And throughout the tension, they mount even more with a near-constant cavalcade of Terminator assassins. Sure, it gets hokey and stupid at times, while other times it's pretty damn alright cool. But come on, to be honest, who doesn't want to watch a fugitive family on the run from killer robots? Even if it is kinda stupid at times.
I love you, John, and you love me.
Number 2, Caprica, 2009. I don't know about you, but I've been an ardent fan of Battlestar Galactica since it debuted in 1978. Since then, I have been dogged by one unsatisfied desire to see the Cylons rebel against their creators and kick off the Cylon Wars. And of course, excluding glimpses in Blood and Chrome and the Razor flashbacks. This wish was granted after BSG 2004 concluded with a short-lived series, Caprica. Caprica attempted to fill in these gaps with a prequel that takes place during the peak of humanity's navel-gazing, self- and technologically obsessed orgy that's indicative of a society teetering before its cataclysmic fall. On paper, that sounds really cool. And it could have been, but Caprica was shut down before coming to fruition. The reason for Caprica's failure is twofold. The series tried to appeal to a broader audience, meaning attracting more women, and the bulk of BSG's audience was male, who didn't approve of a drama with robots.
I love you, John, and you love me.
Number 1, Space 1999, 1975. September 13th, 1999 is an infamous date in the annals of sci-fi lore. A magnetic anomaly detonates a nuclear waste site on the dark side of the moon, rocketing the satellite into deep space. During the 2 seasons, Moonbase Alpha struggles to survive the cold vacuum and a variety of fantastical threats, mostly trippy in that 1970s kind of way, starting with that funky theme song. The weekly adventure transported viewers to the wildest and weirdest corners of the galaxy. Season 1 dealt with the dangers of alien possession, powerful and perplexing space phenomena, hostile and theatrical-looking species with odious intentions. Space 1999 has been slammed for being too esoteric and eccentric for the good of the audience. Isaac Asimov criticized the premise. He stated that the explosion would have either blown up the moon or caused it to collide into the Earth. He may be right, but I firmly cling to the moon and the suspension of disbelief therein. And the shakeup of cast, direction, and mood taken in Season 2 tried to fix the sagging ratings. On the flip side, Space 1999 garners considerable praise. The practical nuts and bolts were and still are 100% functional. Moonbase Alpha's overall look was fantastic. Its clean and modular appearance, inside and out, looks functional and sleek. The transport tubes always look amazing, as do the exterior launch pads. I love the cast. Martin Landau's stoic intensity as Commander Koenig. Barbara Bain as Dr. Helena Russell, who I crushed on as an ankle-biter. Incidentally, I didn't know that Landau and Bain were a married couple. Barry Morris makes an excellent Professor Victor Bergman. Alan Carter as the intrepid Eagle pilot, Catherine Schell as the shape-shifting alien femme Maya, and the remainder of the cast all get thumbs up. And the Eagle, of course, is the iconic workhorse of Alpha, and looks great doing it. A completely believable, modular, capable space vessel that doesn't make any speed records, but more than compensates with functional design that's almost elegant. A significant asset is that Eagles can easily be fitted with personal or cargo pods. This realistic design enables it to be a multi-purpose necessity to ensure the Alpha's survival. Fortunately, Alpha was equipped with an extensive subterranean hangar, and I would think that Eagles can be manufactured as well, considering the high attrition rate of Eagles in most episodes. Oh look, there goes another one! This design has a lasting effect with fans and in subsequent sci-fi programs and movies, like the ISSCV APC and Space Above and Beyond, the Federation Dropship and Starship Troopers, and probably a lot more. I often wish that someone would make a Space 1999 reboot. A few have tried creating slightly reimagined CGI teasers, and notably Big Finish produced a series of audio dramas, but as of yet, no joy for Space 1999 in the era of spin-offs and reboots. Which is a freaking shame because this ill-fated series still has a place in space. Alrighty, that's today's list. Are these series alien to you? What do you think of the ones that you've seen from the list? And do you still love the Eagle? Hit me up in the comments, and please exercise your index finger by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Ring the bell for notifications, and I will definitely catch you in the next one.